If you're hearing this, it means something inside of you is ready to shift. You may not be able to explain it, you may not have the words yet, but your soul is restless. And that's not a weakness. That's the signal. That's your spirit knocking. Because no great transformation begins with certainty. It begins with discomfort, with a whisper that says, this isn't who I'm meant to be. Change is not some lightning bolt from the sky. It doesn't wait for perfect timing. It starts when you finally get tired of your own excuses. When the pain of staying the same outweighs the fear of stepping forward. So listen, if your life feels too quiet, too dull, too chaotic, too meaningless, it's because you've been living according to rules you didn't write. Now is the time to tear them up and write your own. Rule 1, command your mind or be controlled by it. Your thoughts are not just background noise. They're the architects of your future, and if you don't take command of them, they'll be shaped by your past, your fears, your critics, or worse, your comfort zone. Your mind is a battlefield, and every day the fight is on, between discipline and distraction, between growth and stagnation, between the bold you that was born for greatness, and the version of you that just wants to survive the day. You don't win that battle once. You win it moment by moment, breath by breath. You train your thoughts like a warrior sharpens his sword, relentlessly, deliberately, and without mercy for doubt. The men and women who shaped history, Lincoln, Ford, Disney, Roosevelt, they weren't superhuman. They were disciplined. They controlled their minds when the world gave them every reason to quit. Your mind is a weapon. Sharpen it. Rule 2, make your decisions from the future, not the past. If you want to create a new life, you cannot keep consulting the version of yourself that created the old one. The future doesn't care about your wounds. It doesn't care how many times you failed. It only asks one question. Are you willing to decide as the person you are becoming? Decide like a leader before you've led. Speak like you matter before the world agrees. Move like you've already arrived even while you're still climbing. Most people decide based on who they've been, and that's why they never change. But transformation, it begins the moment you say, I will think, choose, and act like the version of me who already made it. Step into the future. Make decisions like someone who refuses to repeat the past. Rule 3, define your purpose or drift in circles. A life without purpose is motion without meaning, like a ship without a compass, busy but lost. You don't need to have it all figured out, but you do need to know your why. Purpose is not just a motivational phrase, it's survival. Without it, you'll follow trends, people, noise, and call it progress. Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb because he wanted fame. He had a vision, a burning desire to illuminate the world. And that vision made every failure a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. Purpose gives your pain a reason. It turns setbacks into signals. When you know your aim, even failure feels like progress. So define it, write it, burn it into your bones, because when the storms come, and they will, your purpose is the anchor that keeps you steady. Rule 4, build habits that match your dreams. Your future is built on repetition, not intensity, not motivation, not mood, but habits. You cannot dream your way into a new life. You must behave your way into one. Look at your daily actions. Do they align with the life you say you want? Or are they feeding the very life you're trying to escape? Carnegie didn't stumble into steel. He forged habits that reflected the legacy he wanted to leave. Day after day, he acted like a builder, a leader, a visionary, long before the world ever labeled him one. If you want to transform your life, start by transforming your mornings. Transform your environment. Transform how you speak, how you think, how you respond to setbacks. One tiny habit, repeated daily, is more powerful than 1,000 bursts of inspiration. Rule 5, master the silence within. If you can't sit with your own thoughts, you will always chase noise to fill the void. Silence isn't the absence of activity, it's the presence of clarity. Inside silence lives intuition, direction, truth. But most people run from it. They drown it in distractions, in endless scrolling, and cheap validation. Why? because silence shows you who you really are. And for some, that's terrifying. But those who master silence, they become unshakable. They don't need applause to keep going. They don't need the world's permission to feel worthy. They become their own source. The greatest leaders in history, from Gandhi to Mandela, didn't draw their power from chaos. They drew it from stillness. If you want peace, if you want vision, don't just do more. Sit in the silence and listen to the wisdom already inside you. Rule 6, speak to yourself like you're in charge. The most powerful voice in your life is not your critic, your boss, or your past. It's the one in your own head. And if you talk to yourself like a failure, you will live like one. If you constantly say, I can't, your subconscious will never even try. But if you start commanding your mind like a leader, if you speak life into your plans, your voice becomes prophecy. Muhammad Ali said it best, I am the greatest. I said that even before I knew I was. That's not arrogance. That's the blueprint of self-belief. You must declare what you want, who you are becoming, and how you will rise. Not when you feel confident, but precisely when you feel the weakest. Talk like a person who refuses to lose. Affirm your power like your life depends on it, because it does. Your inner voice is the software. Your actions are the hardware. And if the software is corrupted with doubt, no amount of hustle can override it. So reprogram your self-talk with strength, with courage, with certainty. Speak like a conqueror, and you'll start walking like one. Rule 7, be willing to outgrow who you've been. Growth isn't pretty. It's messy. It's uncomfortable. It's lonely. Because becoming someone new requires letting go of the version of you that everyone has gotten used to, especially you. There is no transformation without death. The death of excuses, the death of false identities, the death of comfort zones. You can't be the same person and expect a different destiny. People may say, you've changed. Let them. Change is the goal. Look at a snake, it sheds its skin. Look at a butterfly, it dissolves in a cocoon before it flies. Do you think greatness arrives without shedding, stretching, breaking? To evolve, you must be willing to leave behind the identity you've outgrown. And yes, that might mean walking alone for a while. But better alone in truth than surrounded in delusion. Growth is a sacrifice. It demands your old habits, your old fears, your old life in exchange for the one you truly want. Rule 8, fail forward and keep moving. Let me be clear, you are going to fail. You are going to fall. You are going to be misunderstood, underestimated, and even laughed at. So what? Edison failed thousands of times. Walt Disney was fired for lacking imagination. Oprah was told she was unfit for TV. If failure scares you, success will always be out of reach. Because success is not the opposite of failure. It is born from it. Every setback teaches. Every loss refines. Every stumble is a clue, not a curse. When you fail forward, you use your losses as ladders. The only real failure is the refusal to try again. So get up, not once, not twice, but every time. Because your destiny doesn't belong to the person who never failed. It belongs to the one who never quit. Rule 9, move like you're being watched by your future. Imagine this, a version of you 10 years from now, wealthy, wise, fulfilled, powerful, is watching your every move. Would they be proud of how you're showing up? Or would they be whispering, why are you wasting time? The truth is, every decision you make is a message to your future self. Every hour you spend doubting, scrolling, or delaying is a gift you're stealing from the version of you that needs your courage. So move like you're already the person they become, think like them, act like them, speak like them, and soon you won't need to imagine them because you'll be them. Rule 10, never let the world decide your value. You were not born to be average. You were not born to blend in, to obey, to shrink. And yet, that's exactly what the world trains you to do. It praises conformity and punishes uniqueness. But hear this, no one else can define you unless you let them. Their opinions, temporary, your identity, eternal. You must decide every single day that your value comes from within. from your will, your mind, your dreams, your resilience. The moment you hand over your worth to someone else, you become a prisoner. So reclaim it, own it, stand in it. The world does not reward the one who fits in. It remembers the one who stands out. And you? You weren't made to be remembered. You were made to be legendary. The life you want is not out there. It's waiting inside of you, coiled like a storm, ready to be unleashed. But it won't come through wishing. It will only come through decision. 10 rules, 10 chances to begin again. 10 commands to rewire your destiny. Now is the time to rise, to roar, to reclaim the power that's always been yours. No more playing small. No more waiting for permission. No more bowing to the fear that kept you silent. You are not who you were, and you are not yet who you will be. But today, you begin. You become. Go, transformation, and never look back.